What's going on, guys? Beau's headed over. This is a Mustang video. You guys probably saw that with the thumbnail. Anyways, before he gets here, I wanted to start this out with some real American horsepower. So this is my 5.0. You can see that distributor's in the back where it belongs. So this is a 305 that I picked up for a project that's getting ready to come up. It's pretty nasty. Can't even like see the bolts down in there. Definitely could have used some more oil changes. Anyways, I got it for free, so I'm not complaining. I'm gonna get this out. Beau's gonna get here. We gotta pull the hard body out, put the Mustang in there. We got some cool stuff coming up. See you guys in a second.
Howdy, folks. We're working on my Mustang today. Ronnie said he was always talking smack about Fords, which is no good. This one's going to be a beast.
I mean, it's a Ford. It can only be so beastly.
Whatever. So here's what we're doing today. We're doing the suspension. We're doing coilovers. Then we're going to put these adapters on, which take us from 4x108, which is a super weird bolt pattern, to 4x114, which is more common.
Dude, American cars, like, why do they have such weird bolt patterns?
Dude, I have no idea.
Like a Viper, like a Gen 1, Gen 2 Viper, or 6 lug?
6 by...
I have no idea. Viper size.
That's weird. Got these SSR Viennas from Russia, and it took them like 6 months to get here.
It took forever.
The
they got lost, too?
They did. They totally got lost. But they're double drilled, 5x114 and 4x114, so they'll work with the adapters. Got tires on them and whatnot. So I'm hoping this really changes like the outside look of the Mustang a lot and makes it handle a lot better.
What's the size on the wheels?
The wheels are 18 by 8.5, and I think they're like plus 30 or something like that. You know what's weird? It says the bolt pattern. It says 8 by 139.7. Isn't that weird? Because it should be 9 bolt. No, it would be 8 bolt holes, wouldn't it? Because they use one.
Yeah, they use one as the same, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're 8.5. 18 by 8.5. And then, yeah, plus 30. Plus 30, so.
What's the tire size?
18. 205 40.
You can't just read them.
205 40 or 215 40. What are they at? I can't.
Are they a 40 size? Oh yeah, 205 40s.
Yeah, 205 40s. So
the stretch is pretty good. Here, hold that one up so we can see it.
Stretch super good. Super good.
So it's not a whole lot, but it's enough to let people know. But they're not very wide wheels.
No,
so.
They're not at all. Right now, it's the Mustang's a 4-cylinder, so who knows? Maybe we'll be able to slide these tires. They're so skinny. But you know, we got a 302 that we're gonna go carbureted on, and we'll probably have to do drive shaft, rear end, transmission, all that kind of stuff. But for right now, we're just trying to get it looking good.
But you got a lot of the stuff, right? Like for this project, like really, if we were to hit it hard today, if we just said let's put it on jack stands, let's get everything done, what are you missing?
You mean besides the suspension and wheels?
No. You have suspension and wheels.
Yeah.
Like what don't you own that you need to get the 302 in, to get the T5 in, to get...
Like a pilot bushing, some fuel lines, and a fuel pump for carburation.
Okay.
Maybe a fuel pressure
Is
regulator.
that fuel injected?
Yeah, this is.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
So it's got all fuel injection stuff. So I could probably use a fuel pressure regulator to get it down to carbureted, like pressures.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't?
No, not. You'll burn up the pump. It's too much work to bring them down that low.
Okay. Well, yeah. So we need a carburation, fuel pump for carburation. You can use this transmission, but you have to use. There's like a pilot bushing that you have to get from a Ranger, some random Ford Ranger, to get the transmission on this to work with the 302.
Okay.
I got a carburetor for it, just a gasket kit, I guess. To put all the manifolds and stuff on.
Because we got to go through the motor a little bit because it had some weird stuff going on.
It has exhaust manifolds with it, but they're like the factory ones.
Okay.
So I'll probably
get some headers,
some shorties, you know, and exhaust, and that's it. But you know, it'll run without an exhaust.
Yeah. So we'll do ram horns on it.
You mean a ram horn manifold?
Exhaust.
Oh, they come up out of the hood?
No, out of the, like, right behind the tire.
Oh, probably not.
Little turnips? Like a drag car?
Probably not. I mean, it's nice and quiet. It's, you know, it's fairly clean inside. It just needs a little bit of work.
Did you fix the sway bar?
I did fix the sway bar. I connected the sway bar, and it corners like a lot flatter than it did, which is nice. It doesn't almost do a barrel roll.
One of the
turns, which is super nice.
One of the mounts for the sway bar was completely unbolted.
Yeah, yeah. So when you corner, like you could almost reach out the window and like touch the ground when you would turn to the left.
And it'd clunk real hard too.
Dude, it would clunk super hard. It still clunks a little bit. I don't know why.
Does it?
I assume the.
I mean, it could be the shocks or something.
Yeah, once we get all this tightened in there, who knows?
It's either going to show a problem or fix the problem.
Exactly.
So
we're gonna get to it.
Let's get to it. Well, guys, we just shot a bunch, and I forgot to turn on the receiver for the mics.
I just want y'all to know, like, not 10 minutes ago, Ronnie was giving me crap for not turning on my freaking little mic receiver right here. And here he goes, not turning on the one on the camera.
Let's just do a quick check. Are you flashing?
Dude, am I flashing?
I'm flashing.
I'm flashing.
All right, so everything's on now.
Yeah. So, anyway, here's the new shock, and here's the old shock. We took this piece of crap off so we can put this nice one on right here.
Look at that quality unit, dude.
Quality, dude. Quality. Anyway, I want to tell y'all, while I've got these out, I think these coilovers are made by SR Performance. I got them off of, you know, if you're looking for coilovers for your Mustang, they were like $800. And I got them off, oh, what's it called? Something Restoration.
Okay.
Foxbody Restoration or New Mustang Restoration.
Beau will find it and he'll put it in the description.
And we'll put it in the description.
Because these were the cheapest ones you could find that were like quality, right?
Yeah.
And they are. Like, they're threaded bodies. So, like, you can adjust ride height separate from preload. Let me back up. Separate from preload. And then you have camber and caster adjustment up here.
They're super nice.
They're really nice coilovers for $800, and they're dampening adjustable on both the front and the rears.
Yep, the rears came with those little cool knobs.
They're in there.
Right?
So
yeah, we're pretty excited about them.
It's pretty cool. And these are adjustable as well. Like the body here is adjustable. This is all threaded. So again, you can adjust preload and ride height separate on all of it.
Yeah. So if you're a Foxbody guy, coilovers, yo.
Anyways, so they were a pain in the butt to get off, right?
Yeah, they were.
Because big nuts.
Because big nuts. Big nut here, big nut here. These are like inch nuts. Inch nuts.
Yeah.
And so we had to pull out the impact. But to get these off, we have to take the rotor off just to get to the bottom one. It's pretty ridiculous. Not that it's difficult. It just takes a little time. A little more time than we were anticipating. I was hoping to have this done in like 35 seconds. But apparently that's not a thing.
It's like taking us 5 minutes so far.
Dude. All we want to do is get on track. That's it. That's it. We were just discussing the stuff y'all didn't hear was that the only cars that we're really close to getting on track is my CRV, my Honda CRV, and Ronnie's Miata, the two slowest cars that we own. It's pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. And we were also talking about drag racing his Power Stroke versus my F-150, and what else? Your Miata versus my CRV?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, we could take him for a drag race right now, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Look for that.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
This weekend, we could totally do it.
Dude, drag race, dude. CRV and daggum Miata. There we go.
Oh my gosh, it'll be terrible.
It will be. It'll be the slowest drag race in history. We could probably run a faster drag race on
Dude, we should clickbait it though. We should take our two hard bodies and park them next to each other for the thumbnail.
Clickbait. God, I want this thing to come out. It's pissing me off.
No, we won't do that. Yes, we will.
Yeah. Yes, no, yes. Ah, there we go. Clackety clack.
So to get the rotor off, you have to take the hub bearing off, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's old school car stuff.
Yeah.
Hard body's the same way.
Nothing's going to be easy about this. Not that it's hard. Like I said, not that it's difficult. It's just not as easy as it could be if this were a slightly newer vehicle.
As far as like being a car guy, coilovers are probably one of the first modifications that you should do to get you into modifying cars.
I completely agree.
Because they're simple yet hard at the same time. Like they take a little bit of effort and they take a little bit of time, but they're not terrible. It's definitely something, if you've never worked on a car, you could do in a weekend.
And if you get the right ones, they make your car look and ride amazing.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, having something where when you're done with a project and you can be like, wow, look what I did. You know, that's a big deal when you're doing early on modifications. to keep you pumped about your car.
So I have a question for you.
What's my question?
Wheels first or coilovers first?
Well, you know, they say that wheels and tires are one of the most effective things you can do to a car on track.
Yeah.
Because it's rotating mass. But
coilovers it's a huge add of traction. Like, people don't realize when it comes to like accelerating and braking how important traction is for both.
Yep.
You know, if you like slam on your brakes and you're hitting ABS all the time, put stickier tires up front and it'll stop.
Yep.
You know, people do like, oh, I need pads.
Broke the tip off my knife.
I need pads and rotors and this and that to make my car stop. No, just buy better tires and then see what happens.
There you go. I completely agree. I concur, Doctor. I don't think so.
So anyways, back to the question. Coilovers or wheels and tires? Which one first?
Wheels and tires.
Okay.
Wheels and tires, just because I think people should be able to drive their cars on their factory suspension first to see what they gain from their coilovers. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I guess I did need a hammer. I'm just using a screwdriver.
Hey, it's a hammer.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I think you should do coilovers first.
Interesting.
Just for the aesthetics of it, because I think a lowered car on stock wheels looks better than a stock height car on aftermarket wheels.
Okay. I guess it depends on the wheels, though. The setup. Look, here is China. China is in my hubcap.
Is there some coronavirus in there?
Maybe, dude. It looks pretty virusy.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think like any car looks better lowered on stock wheels than a factory wheel in a monster truck.
I will allow it. I will allow your opinion.
So we had a bit of a hard time on the other side, so we're going to explain this to you guys because it's a little bit of a chore to get this in here.
Yeah, we thought we were just going to like stick them up, 3 bolts and the 2 bolts in the bottom, just like coilovers on everything else. Usually the front coilovers on any car are usually the easiest. They just go up, bolts, in, 2 bolts, but this is different. It has like this weird spacer on top.
Yeah.
And it has a caster camber plate that goes separate. And this is the only part that goes in from underneath. Everything goes up top.
Yeah. Well, and this bracket. This goes on.
Oh, that's right. That goes up top as well. So yeah, we're going to show you how this goes on.
So it goes like this. You take these off. And then we're going to shove this up in there, whichever way it goes.
Let me set this there. It took us a little bit. We decided to change a wheel bearing while we were doing it because we already changed the driver's side, and we just figured for good measure we'd do the passenger side. So we went ahead and did it while we had the rotor off.
Oh, here, I need the plate. So you put the spacers on. You put this plate on, which is a little bit of a chore.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yep. It's gonna fight you on.
Stop fighting me! I'll fight you back.
Here, push them up.
There we go.
All right.
Nice.
So then you do nuts.
Then you go nuts.
Washers, nuts. So just so everybody knows, whenever you do coilovers, you need an alignment after. If you went back with like stock stuff, you may not need an alignment if you marked everything good and did a good job. But if you're going with coilovers, there's so many adjustments on coilovers that you're gonna need an alignment.
If you end up buying these coilovers, just know this thing right here does fit through this hole down here. They're not shaped the same, so you just kind of have to finagle it so it like goes up like this and then goes in like that. It's
pretty weird.
It's pretty weird and tricky. You said the flat part goes to the back?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the front on this one.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
The flat part on the coilover goes to the 2 studs. That way you have more adjustment.
Brake caliper down
Let
here.
me get these.
There we go. That one went in a lot easier.
Now we know
Which way do I need to turn it?
Hold on. Like this.
Okay. How much?
You went too much.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
give me. Okay, push it like into the car.
It won't really go into the car anymore.
Okay, we're gonna have to tighten up the mount then maybe.
Let's see what's going on here. Dang it.
Like we said, it's tricky, and it's even trickier holding this camera and trying to help Beau do it.
It feels like it wants to go in. Give me a sec. We're about to see how much it wants to go in. It's good.
Oh, yeah. So that's the hardest part, is like just getting all this contraption up here to go. But it's really cool. So it uses your stock caster camber sliders, plus it has right here, this is camber, and then it uses what normally on a car would be like for camber, it uses for caster adjustment. So you should really be able to like push some caster into this and really get some camber out of it too, which is pretty dope.
And the bottom is just like with any other coilovers. You got 2 bolts that go through that attach to your knuckle.
Yeah, it's just a McPherson strut. See, like over here, all I have is camber adjustment. We have it adjusted all the way in. You can see. And then I have camber bolts down there. But I think with a setup like this, like there's so much adjustment here. Even if you want to stance this car out, I don't think you'd have to get camber bolts or anything. Look at that. So now everything is adjusting the way it's set right now. It'll all adjust camber and caster together. It's amazing. It's pretty complex.
Amazing.
I like it. I think it's cool.
I like it as well. And we'll see how well it works, because this thing's going to be a track car, so we're going to get it on track and see how well all this works.
With this 4 cylinders of fury.
Dude, I should totally take it on the track with 4 cylinders. Maybe not drifting, but like maybe to a track day. You know, Mustang Honda has those like time attack days and whatnot. Time attack. And the 2.3 liter. All right, I'm going to tighten down these big nuts and see what happens. So we're having a little trouble. I call it trouble. We're just having to make a few modifications here. The wheel studs that came on the Mustang were a little too long, so we're having to chop them off. They're hitting the back of the wheel, and so the wheel wasn't going all the way on. Last night we ran into a lug nut problem, and we needed smaller lug nuts because the lug nuts that were in here were sticking out too far, and the wheel was banging up against them, and so there was a gap between the wheel and the spacer. So we got new lug nuts, got them on, and these studs were sticking out way too long. Walk over to the other side and show you how long these studs are. They're pretty long. They're like this right here. I haven't cut these off yet, so that's what I'm about to do right now. Anyways, I came out this morning and started working on it. Ended up getting a wheel on. I love it. It's going to look amazing once it's down on the ground. Super low. I'm hoping to tuck at least half that tire, if not the whole tire. But these fronts are problematic as well. We did the same thing, having to cut the studs off, but also this hub cap right here, this cap that seals all the grease in and keeps it all clean and dry. It sticks out too far, so I can't get my freaking Vienna caps on the front. I'm so upset about that. So what I might have to do is either get thicker spacers for the front, because I think these are inch. I might have to get 1.5 inches for the front. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because I try to bang this cap down as much as I could, but it just hits the end of the spindle and it stops right there. And I've got a good 3/16 of a gap before it'll go on. So pretty ticked about that. But it is what it is. I'll order a pair of spacers and we'll get it done. Until then, whoa, this thing is crazy. Until then, I'm going to try to cut the rest of these studs off and get the rest of the spacers on. I've still got to do the rear suspension. I'll try to get that done in the next little bit, and hopefully by this afternoon we'll have the car on the ground, like looking amazing. All right, again, This is how we're looking. I got both front wheels on. Let's see here. Both front wheels are on. It's time to do the rear suspension, which should be super simple. Rear, like shocks and springs on a solid axle car is usually like this. Let's see here. There's like a bolt down here and then one bolt up top, and the shock comes off, and you get both shocks off of off each side, and the axle should drop down. When the axle drops down, I don't know if you can see it, but the spring is out in front of the shock there. See it? And those springs should just pull right out. Now, the new springs that we're putting in have these perches right here. They have this like perch with adjustable sleeve. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, how it's going to sit on the original spring mount, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when it arrives. All right, so I had to show you all this. Look at the difference in length of the springs. I'm assuming that this one is a good bit stiffer, but wow, this one is half the length of this one right here. Obviously, it has the perch that allows me to adjust the height of the car, but like even with that perch all the way up, this car is going to be low, which is what I wanted, which I'm pretty excited about because I'm going to be drifting it. I want it to freaking be hugging the wheels and tires. This is going to be pretty hilarious, though. I took the old springs out. You had to push down on the axle a little bit. It wasn't a big deal, but when you're pulling them out, just be careful. I just pushed down on this real hard and just twisted them and pulled them and yanked them until they came out. Busted my hand up a little bit. No big deal, whatever. But I'm using the old little bushings or seats or whatever they're called. I didn't think to get new ones, but I'm not going to back up and redo it now. So, or I'm not going to wait to order some. So I'm just putting them on the original freaking little seat bushing things. There's one down there too. I feel like I need a Van Halen t-shirt or some sort of like a Journey or some sort of 80s rock band t-shirt leaning on my Foxbody Mustang here. It's not as good as if I'd have had like a Trans Am with the bird on the hood and everything. Blue jean jacket. Yeah.
Dude, what was that? What was on the hood of that Cobra that we saw that one time?
I think it was a Cobra, but it was like it was a stylized Cobra. It was the factory thing because it was a 78 or 79. Yeah. It was like a first year Foxbody Cobra. It was pretty crazy.
You need that.
What?
I said you need that.
I probably need that. The hood or the graphic?
The graphic.
Oh, that would be sick.
Was the hood different?
Yeah, I think it had like a...
Dude, I'm shaking and the camera's just so steady.
Oh, wait,
the gimbal.
I'm sorry.
Did you grab Lucky? Did you kidnap Lucky? Yeah, that would be dope. I don't remember if the hood was different. I figured it had like a hood scoop or something, but
I don't remember.
Maybe not. I don't either. Maybe I'm picturing like an SVO hood or something, which would be really cool in this. I don't know if they fit like the front with the headlights and whatnot.
What's an SVO? What's the difference?
I say SVO. I mean the turbo one. What was it, SVO, right?
I think.
Yeah, I think they had 4 headlights instead of 2.
Oh, they had the bricks
the dual,
instead of.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
whatever
so.
they call them.
I don't know what they call them. 4 eyes.
Okay.
That's what they call them. We're done. We are done. I mean, not completely, but we're done with the suspension.
The project is finished.
Project is finished. Took us a few hours and we're done. Now we got wheels and tires on. We got coilovers on. We're ready to take it for a drive. So we'll just cut to that now.
Yeah, yeah.